Hi everyone, welcome to a visual arts community for teachers just like you, elementary art teachers. I'm Sarah Rising, the moderator for this elementary visual arts community. And today we're going to continue our exploration of early finishers in the art room. This is the second of a three-part series where we can get some ideas on how to work with our early finishers in the classroom. Remember to subscribe and post your discussions so that we can collaborate and work together. At the end of the webinar, you'll find a place where I've linked the video so that you can click on these active links and use them should you desire. All right, here we go. As I mentioned, early finishers in the art room, this is part 2. And today we're going to cover sketchbooks for extended learning, and then I'm going to share with you activities that include videos and self-directed lessons that your students can use in the classroom. Sketchbooks as extended learning activities are very flexible. We often see our kids see a blank page and then maybe panic a little bit because they're not sure what to do. So we can teach them using different sketchbook prompts. I've included this link here. I think it's a great resource for ideas. Sometimes I get stumped. I wouldn't recommend posting 100 prompts out there and tell your kids to choose one. I would be selective depending on the age range. And there are lots of ways that you can put those prompts out there. You can write them on popsicle sticks. You can put them on a note card and kids can select them randomly from a jar. But again, this is a great resource for a project like that. I'm going to take a minute and go over the 5 reasons sketchbooks are important in the art room, simply because I think it's very convincing and it convinces us as educators why the sketchbooks aren't just a waste of time. I found this article on a blog from Miss Art with Mrs. E, and she shares her 5 reasons why sketchbooks are important in the art room. The first one is, and we can all agree on this, that there is no pressure when you tell the students, go ahead and work in your sketchbook. They're free to explore. They can work on different mediums. They can work with the concepts and ideas that you're working on for that week, just helps them develop those skills a little further. And it also shows growth. If you've got a sketchbook that a student starts the year with, and then as you get into May, towards the end of the year, it is a great way to keep track of the growth in their skills and how creative they are. Sometimes I've seen teachers use sketchbooks over and over the years and maybe starting them in kindergarten or first grade and then using them over and over. I can see how that can be a issue where you're trying to store that, especially if you're in school where you have hundreds and hundreds of students. So think about that as you're working in that route. Sketchbooks provide a sense of ownership. Lots of times kids can design their sketchbook and personalize it and make it their own on the covers. And then within those pages, they have the opportunity to explore ideas and just develop themselves as artists. As we mentioned, it's the perfect early finisher activity. So we all, lots of teachers use that as a one and only. Sketchbooks can serve as the one and only early finisher activity if you decide to go that route. Then the students know what to do. You've got one option, but there are endless possibilities of what they can do in those sketchbooks. I'm going to share with you a little bit what you can do with the center that you're using to maintain and house those sketchbooks. Finally, sketchbooks instill an appreciation for art. We are building a love of art with our students, and while they may not be super passionate about this and decide that they want to grow up as artists, we can convince them and encourage them how sketchbooks can serve as a place where they can explore ideas, work on some concepts, and that is a great idea in and of itself. The next thing I want to go over with you guys is some teacher tips on making and using sketchbooks in the classroom. The first video, I'm not going to show you the whole video, but I'm going to show you a few clips, is the Cassie Stevens segment on how she creates a center in her classroom and uses that for sketchbooks. She calls that little center Sketchbook Town, and I've always wanted to try this, but as you know, time gets the best of things, and I have yet to get around to creating a spectacular center like this. But let me just take a minute and show you guys some of the bits and pieces included in this segment. All right, so what she's done here is she has included a section with visuals for the kids so they know what to do. And then she'll go on and explain how she uses the materials within here. She has the kids create their own sketchbooks, and some of the pages in here you can see by watching the video, but it's a relatively inexpensive process when you create your own sketchbooks. She goes on to share how everything is stored in here, and as you can see, she's using exit slips to encourage the students to show what they've learned for that day. The part that I find most interesting is how she's created this little shelf area of items that the kids can choose from as prompts for their drawing. So they can work on still lifes and develop those skills as artists. And she's got all kinds of fun things that would just interest any kid in your classroom to seek these out and do some of these items as themes for their drawings. She also includes and has sorted books for guided drawing lessons for the kids, and that is a great resource. I'll tell you what, my kids in my classroom love that. I hope you found that short trip interesting, but do go back and check that out if sketchbooks is something that you want to start including in your classroom. I also understand it can be expensive to provide sketchbooks for hundreds of students at your school. So I've included a video here, or an article, sorry, that will let you get some ideas on how the students can make their own sketchbooks. You can have early finishers make these for the younger students if that is something that works for your classroom. A couple of resources and ideas. One of the things that I came across, and I haven't applied this yet, but I've included 2 sets of videos. And the way I'm envisioning this is that you could keep a video library on a Chromebook or some kind of technology that you have in your art room. And the students could self-direct and follow along in the video and work on these activities. That could be a mini lesson for your early finishers. And then I've also included this one that the kids can watch and work alongside. You can also make those videos yourself, or you could flip the classroom and have students making videos for other students and sharing their skills and sharing their ideas. All right, I hope you found all of this information helpful. What I'm asking is that you please remember to share your tips for early finishers in the art room. And then come back for part 3, where I'm going to share a video, actual video, making the project that your kids can use as well. All right, see you later.